All right, so that's our super simple broccoli salad recipe. If you want the recipe, drop recipe in the comments. I left a little water in there because I know they get a little dried out. And let me see if I've covered everything. I think that's it. Again, so I would keep mashing. Don't use the bagged rice. Okra. Probably should put quite a bit of salt, about 1/4. And then just because I love it, I'm putting a little garlic. Kind of spread it out where it's layered. Sprinkle some Pink Himalayan salt. I know tonight is not Tuesday, it's not Taco Tuesday, but I was craving some tacos. So I wanted to come to you guys and share a little taco hack with you. On our tacos, I don't know what you guys like to have, but I prefer a little spinach, some cilantro, some full fat sour cream, some guacamole, a couple tomatoes, not too many, don't overdo it. They do have quite a bit of carbs, and green onions. And then you can also make a low carb taco shell. I don't know if you guys have already seen this, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice little hack to make your tacos low carb. So I have shredded some mild cheddar. You can use Parmesan or mild cheddar, and I've also found Parmesan Romano. It is 0 carbs, and you want to get the kind that is grated. See the texture? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of like flakes. It's not powder. The powder will not work. You want to get the grated kind if you're getting Parmesan. But tonight I'm going to use some mild cheddar. I'm going to make like a little circle on my parchment paper. You want it big enough to make a bowl out of, and you kind of want to make it one single layer. I'm going to use my Parmesan for something else, for another recipe for you guys, so tonight we're using cheddar. And then I'm going to actually make 2 of them. Let me go to the other side. Hang on. So we've got 4 people eating here, so again, super low carb, super easy. You're going to put this in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes on 400, and it makes you a little low carb taco shell that's super delicious. You want to watch your time on them because they can burn very quickly. If they're not cooked enough, they won't set up right. So if not, just pop them back in the oven for a little bit longer. Again, make your little circles big enough to make a bowl out of. You're going to let them go in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Once they start to brown around the edges, they are ready. And then I will show you guys the finished product. I went ahead and made one up so you could see our little taco bowl. You can use a cup to set it up, or some people choose to put 2 spoons together. Hope everybody can see that. Put 2 spoons together and hang it over the edge. Obviously, it's going to be hot when it comes out of the oven. Oh no, Holly says she burned her cheese last night. The temp, Liz, is 400. You want to watch them closely though. So you can hang it over a spoon and let them dry like that. You'll let them cool for, 5 minutes or so. But here's what it turns out. I've got me a little taco bowl made out of cheese. Isn't that handy? I do prefer the Parmesan just because this was a bit greasy with the cheddar. But either way, it's all gravy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will post the recipe or what I did below. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you love tacos, show me some hearts. Give me a thumbs up. Have a great night. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate it. Saturday. I was just coming to you live today to share a super quick, super easy recipe that I have grown to love. I just had it recently and I can't get enough of it. If you have ever made broccoli salad, drop me a broccoli emoji below. And if you're tuning in live, drop me a 1. Tuning in live, drop me a 2. I would love to connect. Comments below. So today we're making some broccoli salad. Super easy, guys. I'm just gonna kind of read the recipe off to you and toss it all in. Hello, Dean. How's it going? So I've already washed my 2 florets of broccoli, so I'm gonna toss that in. I always wash it before, obviously. And next we've got a cup of cheese. So this cheese I found at Kroger, or we call it King Super here, but mild cheddar cheese cubes, less than 1 gram of carbs, and it doesn't have any fillers in it. So it's good option, and I chopped it into little pieces because I like the cheese in there. Dean says, I like big salads, and I cannot lie. You're silly. All right, so 1 cup of cheese, cubed or shredded, however you want to do it. I like the flavor of the cubed. Next we have some sunflower seeds. I bought the organic, and we have about 1/2 cup of that. So let me find my measurement here. Now obviously all of this is optional. You add what you want, take out what you want, but this is a really good recipe together. Super, super delicious. All right, toss those in. I love anything quick that I can make as a side that is easy to do, and my kids will even eat this. Next we have 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I don't know if you guys use this in your, hey Holly, in your keto life, but this is the kind we get. The Bragg's is super good. I do have a hard time actually drinking it, so I do the pill form as well. But you can mix that in water. It's really good for digestion, and it's awesome in this salad. At first I kind of questioned, like, what? I don't know about that, but it is actually really good, guys. So 1.5 tablespoons. Whoops. If you get a little too much, that's okay. It's just going to give it added flavor. How's everybody doing this Saturday? How you doing, Holly? It's good to see you. Dean, are you done traveling with your kiddos? Been thinking about you with all those kids. All right, so next is 1/4 cup of onion. It called for purple onions. I used this because I already had it. Whatever works for you. And then we have 1 cup of bacon. And I actually just cooked the bacon instead of bacon bits because I don't like that. And then I added a little bit of the, totally using my fingers. Who uses their fingers when they cook? I added a little bit of bacon grease to give it some flavor. And then next we have 3/4 cup of mayo. I actually put a little bit extra. We do the avocado mayo. It's kind of pricey, but it's worth it. It's got the extra fat in there that you would need. Don't mind me. And then next we have a dash of pink Himalayan salt. And I found this big bag. Fantastic, Holly, don't work too hard. Big bag of fine grain, and it's super easy to add to recipes with just a pinch. I'm gonna actually add 2 pinches because that's a lot of broccoli salad. We love pink Himalayan salt to help keep our trace minerals in there. Let's see. Next we have 1.5 tablespoons of sweetener, and this is my favorite sweetener that I've tried. It's the Lakanto monk fruit sweetener, and I will drop a code in the comments. So if you guys are interested in trying it, it's really good, no aftertaste, and you can get 20% off through our store. 1.5 of those. Bear with me. If you get a little extra, it's not going to hurt anything. And by the way, this is low glycemic, 0 additives, non-GMO. It's good stuff. And it's just a 1-to-1, so you're going to use the same amount as you would for sugar. And this one I just added optional myself because it sounded good. I'm going to add some hemp hearts. Do you guys use hemp hearts at all? We eat them on our salad, but I'm really looking for other things to use them with, so I thought I would add 1.5 tablespoons. into this recipe. So super easy, super simple. Added it all in. Holly loves the monk fruit sweetener, me too. And I'm just gonna stir it up. Whoa, I get a little carried away. And you can always add more mayo if you need, if it looks a little dry. I think the bacon grease will help it go a little bit further. But guys, this is so good and so simple. I don't know why you wouldn't make it. Last time John was out of town, I wound up just eating on it for like a week by myself. And it stays good. It stays good for at least 3 or 4 days. And still had good flavor. It just got a little bit more runny, I guess. If you think you might make this, let me know. I can drop the recipe in the comments. It's super delicious. And let me get a little more stirring there. Things tend to settle to the bottom, so just keep kind of scraping it back up. Check that out, guys. Never haven't heard of them. Hemp seeds? Oh, they're really good. They're high in fiber and high in fat, so they're really good on your salads. All right, so that's our super simple broccoli salad recipe. If you want the recipe, drop recipe in the comments below. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday. Tonight, and I wanted to show you what we're having for dinner. First of all, you can't see me, but I'm still in my pajamas today, so don't judge me. And don't judge me by my stove if you think it's dirty. I think it looks great, but so we're having chicken that I cooked with MCT oil and a little Pink Himalayan salt blend. And then I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to make this mashed cauliflower. So this super inexpensive meal, pretty quick to make, and it's fairly simple. A lot of people tell me they don't like the riced cauliflower as a mashed mock potato. I will tell you, in my experience, if you get the fresh cauliflower, it's much better. It's got a better texture to it, so it tastes just like potatoes, but doesn't have all the carbs. So I'm going to show you what I have in it. A little bit of butter. Bear with me. I did drain the water, but I did leave a little bit in there because it tends to be dry, and I'm not going to use milk, but heavy whipping cream, so still has a little bit in there. I'm pretty liberal with the butter. As anybody knows, good mashed potatoes or good cauliflower potatoes has some butter in it. And then a little bit of garlic. We do the organic. Sometimes I'll buy fresh garlic, but a little goes along the way. I probably put too much in there, but that's all good. And then I've got this heavy whipping cream cheese spread. It's super low in carbs. I don't know if you guys can see that. Super duper low in carbs. And I don't actually use the whole thing. I use about half. Just kind of eyeball it. If you want to add more, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. Then, oh, I just had a bag of cauliflower that I used, FYI. I sometimes buy it by the head and chop it, but I thought, well, we'll make this simple and use the bag. Some pepper. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. Some pink salt. Excellent benefits with the pink salt. We use it in everything. And again, you can add more later if you want to taste. Over here, excuse me, my voice just went way high. Some heavy whipping cream. I guess I'll show you guys real quick. I do get the full fat, and it's less than 1 gram of carbs for 1 tablespoon. So I'll put a couple tablespoons in there. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm one of those cooks that doesn't really measure a whole lot. Sorry, that's probably not going to help you. Thanks, Mike. Or Mickey, I appreciate that. You've been waiting for something like this? Go butter. Oh yeah, let me show you my butter. 1 second. So we use the Kerrygold Fresh Pure Irish Butter. It's grass-fed. That's important. And let me blend this up. Hang on, guys. Or mix it up, rather. And then you just mash it. Whoa. Okay, so you get the picture. I like my texture a lot more fine, so I will continue to mix it up until I get that texture. You might add less liquid to start out. Again, I left a little water in there because I know they get a little dried out. And let me see if I've covered everything. I think that's it. Again, so I would keep mashing. Don't use the bagged rice cauliflower. It has a different texture, and some people are turned off by it. Use the fresh cauliflower, and it's going to taste much, much better. What kind of salt, ma'am? Pink Himalayan salt. That's what we use for everything. Thanks, Liz. I'm glad you got some value out of this. I appreciate you watching, and I hope this helps. Keep it simple. And I typically don't show a recipe unless I've tried it, but tonight I thought, what the heck. I found some okra, and I wanted to do fried okra. So I looked up some recipes, and this really wasn't out there, so it's my own little creation. Just a basic bag of okra. I'm only making one because if it fails, I want to know. Okra in the bag, in a Ziploc, and I have ground up some pork rinds, just using, hey Hannah, if you've ever ground up pork rinds like that, drop a 1 in the comments. So I use that for a breading sometimes, and it's really delicious. And I just tossed them in there. I'm not really sure how much. Just, you know, I filled up the cup and started smashing. And then about a half a cup of almond flour. And I'm actually cooking it in coconut oil. And I put a little avocado oil in there too, just to make it go further. So we're going to toss that in. Again, that's pork rinds. If you've ever added pork rinds as a breading in your meals, drop a 2 in the comment. It's so delicious with like a mock casserole. And then there goes the almond flour. I'm going to add a little pepper. It said about 1/4 of a cup on the recipe I found. I'm just going to add till I feel like that's good enough. And then some pink Himalayan salt. We're actually getting ready to begin our fast tonight, so I want to have a good, healthy, high-fat okra. Probably should put quite a bit of salt, about 1/4. And then, just because I love it, I'm putting a little garlic powder. And just in case, I'm not going to do the frying with you guys because this is a little wet and I'm kind of afraid it's going to pop out on me. So that's how I'm making my okra tonight. I'm going to mix it up and bread it up. I made it a little bit, I soaked it in water so it would keep the breading on there. It's looking pretty good. Yummo! And I will drop it if you guys want to see what the final result looks like. Drop a 3 in the comments below or share some love and I'll make sure to drop that in there. But again, that looks delicious. I'm going to toss it in my grease that I've already got going and it's hot. And I will let you guys see what the result. How do you guys prepare your asparagus? I cut my ends off. Then I'm going to wash them. I've cut my washed asparagus in a bag. I'm going to add a little avocado oil. Just a drizzle. Oops. A little MCT oil. I'll mix those up real good. I had a smaller bag, usually a gallon size is ideal. Get layered in that. Dump it in your pan. And you're going to sprinkle, and kind of spread it out where it's layered. Sprinkle some Pink Himalayan salt, some pepper, and a little Pink Himalayan salt mixture or blend. Whoop! Almost dropped it. And just for good measure, I'm going to add just a tiny bit more because I don't want it to stick in the pan. and the MCT oil won't hurt you unless you're not adjusted to it. Small amounts at first. But this is how I prep my asparagus for the oven, and it's going to come out in about 8 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take long at all to cook. How do you prepare yours? How do you prepare yours? Please tell me.